Hello, and welcome to another Monday live stream. And today I'm going to be sharing 7 mistakes people often make on Facebook ads. And these are really simple mistakes people make on Facebook when they're looking at advertising. So I'm just going to be running through those and what you should be doing instead. Okay? So again, if you're watching this live, please do say hello in the chat. Introduce your business, tell me who you are. Really, do say hello. Oh, hi Chatbot Labs. Thank you. Thanks for saying hello. So again, tell us what your business does. Network amongst each other. And even if you're watching this on the catch up as well, please do say hello too. It's always good to know who's watching. And if you're new to my YouTube, I'm Bex Bate from Social Media Executive, and I'm live every Monday at 12:30 sharing lots of tips and advice on social media. Hi Amanda, thanks for saying hello. Hello. Amanda writes my blogs for me, so all these live streams are then written up into blogs and put onto my website. So today I'm going to be talking about Facebook ads and the common mistakes that people make. Okay. Again, if you've got any questions, post them in the chat, whether it's during the live stream or afterwards, and I'll come back and answer those for you. So I'm going to talk and start with one of the most simple mistakes that people make on Facebook advertising, and that is they don't set it up in the right way. And I've actually got some slides that I just want to jump in and show you, because Facebook advertising is quite confusing, and they're always changing it as well. And we also shouldn't get confused with regards to the Facebook ads platform and boosting a post, because that's entirely different. And during this live stream, I'm just going to show you the differences to those as well. Okay, right, so I'm just going to jump in and I'm just going to share my screen with you, because I've just got a few slides that I want to show. So just bear with me while I set this up a second. I'm just going to share my screen. And again, whilst you're watching, do ask me any questions. I'm always welcome to questions. Right, I'm just going to start this from the beginning, just so I can show you these. So this is me, this is Bex. Please do, oh, you've got the wrong screen there, haven't you? Let me start that again. You've seen this wrong screen as usual. As usual, I always have, let me stop. I'm going to stop that screen share and I'm going to try and share it again. I'm just going to grab this over to here so we are seeing the right screen. It always helps. Again, do ask me any questions. Who does Facebook advertising? Let me know in the chat. How have you found it? What are some of the common challenges that you find? Right then, let me see if I can share this one. I'm just going to set this up to go live, and then I can share the right one. Beauty of live presentations, it never goes smoothly, particularly when I'm trying to screen share across 3 screens. Right, here we go. This is better. There we go. That's better. We're back. So this is me, Social Media Executive. This is, if you want to scan that in as well, that will go straight to my LinkedIn, because it'd be great to link on LinkedIn. So if you scan that on your phone, you should go straight to my LinkedIn profile, and it'd be good to connect there. Right. So the first thing then that I'm going to talk to you about, the first mistake people make is they don't set up their Facebook ads in the right way. And what do I mean by this? What I mean is that without them realizing, they are running ads through their personal Facebook setup, and they've not set up a business account to run their ads through. I'm just going to show you what I mean. Okay. And again, if you've got any questions, oh, brilliant. So someone does use Facebook ads for your events. What sort of events are you running? And if you click on the StreamYard link, I'll be able to see who it is as well. At the moment, it's just saying Facebook user. But yeah, Facebook ads for events are really quite effective. But yeah, let's know what type of events you run. Okay. Right. So what we're looking at here then is, if we look on the left-hand side here, this is when you go into your Facebook page. So this is not on the ads platform at this stage. When you go into the Facebook page, you can add different admins to your Facebook page who can post to your Facebook page and things like that. Now, when you go onto Facebook, you can set them up as individuals. So you just search for them on Facebook and you add them in to manage your page. Yeah. So you might have a few people. People often have 4 or 5 people who are helping to post onto the Facebook page and things like that. But actually, when we go into and think about advertising on Facebook, what we are looking at here on the left-hand side is we are looking for business manager accounts. Okay. Because business manager accounts is that if you imagine an overarching folder, so if you've got a folder of your sort of assets that you manage on Facebook, you might have a number of different pages, or you might have different ad accounts and that sort of things. Business manager pulls it all into a nice folder where you can manage them all. Okay. And basically, then once you've got a business manager account, you'll see you end up, instead of having the personal profile image when people are managing your page, you get a little briefcase. Okay. And this means that they're in a business manager account. So a business manager account is basically a briefcase for managing all your Facebook and your ad accounts. And as you can see, I've got mine here, which is business manager, social media executive. Okay. So that's me. So if we go into Facebook Business Manager, this is all, I know this might sound a little bit confusing, but don't worry, I'll be running through this. I'm actually running a free webinar on Facebook ads, which I'll put the link in the chat to, where I will actually be going through this live and explaining what it is. But Facebook Business Manager is what you create for your page. Okay, and then within that, you can pull in people who can help advertise for your page, because you could never, ever share passwords on Facebook. You don't need to. You should never share passwords on Facebook. You need to invite them in through the admin links. Okay. So on the right-hand side is your ads manager. And this is the biggest mistake. So if you're in Facebook Business Manager and you are advertising, if you have a look, there's a drop down under ads manager. There's a drop down arrow here. And as you can see, there's my business manager account. That's another business manager account, which is one of another sort of my husband's account that he runs for his business. But at the bottom, it's got Rebecca Bate. It says 9 business assets, because I'm an admin on 9 business pages, Facebook business pages. And it's got my profile, my personal profile picture here. Now, if that was up here, when you first run ads, quite often you're running adverts under your personal account. And what this means is that that's fine, you can do that. But what it means is that if anything should ever go wrong with your ads and you're running ads through your personal account, that's it. One strike and you're out with Facebook. You'll never be able to run ads again through your personal account. Your account might get frozen and things like that, because there are loads of rules that apply to Facebook advertising, and people quite often break them without realizing. And if you're running ads through your personal account, then it can massively affect your performance in the future. So you need to, the first step is make sure you're set up a business manager account, and just name it what your business is. And then make sure when you set up your ads, you're setting it up as your business page, your business manager page, and not running them through your personal account. Okay. So that's one of the biggest risks that you've got to be aware of with regards to Facebook. So the other thing then is, if I just move on to the next slide that I want to look at, is boosting a post. Okay. So people, when they're looking at Facebook advertising, just assume boosting a post is Facebook advertising. Okay. Well, it's not. Boosting a post is just, there's a post on your Facebook page, you're boosting it for higher visibility to reach more people. Okay. That's not Facebook advertising in the truest sense. It's just a quick boost to get more reach on a post. When you run adverts on Facebook, they don't appear as posts on your page. Okay. They are creating adverts that people who follow your page may never see, because you may be wanting to reach people who don't follow your page. Okay. So boosting a post is not Facebook advertising. Okay. If I click into this, I'll just click on this button. These are the options we get. Okay. And basically you get a few options to say what you'd like to do. And if there's what sort of audience, you can create different audiences, which is great. But basically when you boost a post, Facebook's just sending it to people who are likely to engage with your post. Okay. Anyone who might be clicking through, liking it, commenting, people on Facebook who are a little bit more active. So that when you boost your post, you get, oh, I've got a few likes and a few comments. That's great. It must be doing well. Well, actually, no, Facebook's just sending it to people who like to engage with Facebook. So you think you've got great results. But the question you should always ask, have you achieved sales through these? Okay. When you go into the ads platform, there's a lot more to it because I could create, so this is the post I did, but I could create loads of different adverts saying slightly different things. Okay, so I didn't boost the post for this live stream today, but I could, I would have set up an advert and I might have had 3 different images that relate to what I'm going to be talking about today, that relate to 7 Facebook ad mistakes. Okay, so I might have done 3 different images and I also might have done different types of texts. Okay, and when you do that, you can basically establish which was the most effective and which hit your audience the best. Okay, which had the most impact. So if I just click through when we boost a post, this is what you see when you go into Business Manager. Okay, as you can see, these are some of the campaigns that I've run in the past. So all these campaigns are here. I can switch them on and off when I want. It's got loads of fantastic data, loads of data, a lot more data than there. And it's telling you who's actually clicked on links, how many landing page views there has been, and things like that. You get an awful lot more information than you do when you're just boosting a post. These are your campaigns. And again, I can run a campaign for a lead generation campaign, or I could run a campaign just to reach lots of people, or I could run a campaign to get conversions, to actually get sales, or I could run a campaign for video views if it was a video campaign I was doing. Whereas when you boost a post, it's generally just, an engagement campaign. Okay. So you've got a lot more options. So you run a different campaign. So, mine might have been free webinar. I did a free webinar a while back on top tips for selling on Facebook. So I ran a free webinar. And then if you go into ad sets, I actually targeted that to different sets of people. So I might have tried to do, say, for example, virtual assistants who manage a lot of Facebook pages on people's behalves. I might have done small businesses. So I might have tested these 2 audiences, but given them the same adverts to see who was the cheapest to run ads to, and also to establish which was the audience that was more engaged in the content I was providing. Okay. And with those 2 different ad sets, as it's called, 2 different audiences, it then went under here in the ad set. I could then serve them all different types of ads, different images, explaining what it was about to see which was the cheapest advert to run. Okay. So that is the beauty about the ads platform. It's a lot more involved. However, once you've got these ads set up, you can adapt them and change them and rerun them time and time again. Something that you can't do with a boosted post. You can test different images, you can test different audiences, which is great. Okay. So basically, my sort of third mistake that people make is they don't test. They don't test which adverts are doing the best. They just basically go on, run an ad. So maybe if I was running, say, a LinkedIn workshop, I might just go in. The commonest mistake I see is people just going, right, I want to hit small businesses in Warrington. I'm going to do a Facebook advert to this audience. Here's my webinar image. Here's the text, and run with it. Okay. And that's it. One advert to one audience. When actually you might have a much better success with trying different images, testing out different images and testing out different audiences to get the cheapest return on investment for your Facebook ads. Okay. Facebook ads is not cheap anymore. It used to be really cheap because not many businesses use it. Loads of businesses use it now. Facebook works a bit like an auction, okay? The more people who are trying to run ads to say the same audience, the more expensive it becomes. That's why it's really important to test different audiences to see if you can get a better return on investment for those adverts, okay? So again, if you've got any questions, do post them in the chat. So that was it. That was my sort of fourth tip: test. People just don't do it, okay? Now, I'm just going to come out of my presentation now. I'm just going to end that and bring you guys back over to here so we can see that. Whoops, we're going to stop sharing. There we go. So yes, so that was that. Now the next one that people forget about when they're doing Facebook ads is they just sell. Now people go, yeah, but it's Facebook advertising, I want to sell. But what you've got to remember is that Facebook is a social media platform. Why is it people are on Facebook? Why do people go on Facebook? Basically, the reason people go on Facebook is to be entertained, to see what their friends and family are doing, to find out interesting information. They are not going on there to buy. And for those of you that regularly watch my live streams, you will know I bang on about this a lot. If they were looking to buy, they go on Google. Okay, so when you're running your Facebook ads strategy, you've got to think about, hang on a minute, is this a warm audience? Do they know me already? Are they my Facebook followers? Have they visited my website? Because you can just target those people on Facebook ads. Or are you going to the mass market? And if you go into the mass market, if you just go in and sell, you've not built up that trust yet. Okay, you've not built up what we call in marketing terms that sales funnel. We've got that entry level to the mass market. So we've got to build up trust and add some value at that stage. You don't necessarily want to go in and just sell. Okay. Basically, I'll send. You've got to think about what I suggest is looking at what's working organically. So when you're doing Facebook posts on your Facebook page, which posts have performed the best? Because actually, if they've performed well, then actually they'd be the best types of adverts to boost. Because people are interested in it. So maybe you just want to advertise to more people. And I said boost there. That was a bit of a slip of the tongue. We're not boosting it, but you could boost it for a little quick win. But your Facebook ads campaign, don't think about sell. You also want to think about the language. These mistakes I see time and time again is the language is not used in the right way. Okay. The language people are using is like, I want to sell you this. I need to do this. But actually they don't think about what their customers need to hear and what's going to resonate with those customers. And I've got a really lovely example, actually, which I know Amanda helped me out with this example, which is a brilliant example because she's put it in, she helped me write the content ebook, and she's put it in here. So Amanda, you will recognize this, but I'm going to give you an example. So you're looking for a new frying pan. Okay. And this is a great example. I love this. You're looking for a new frying pan. Yeah, you're open to suggestions. Okay. You come to an exhibition and there's a couple of salespeople selling frying pans. So I'm just going to read this out and let me know what you think. So the first seller excitedly tells you that the pan is made from anodized aluminium. It's taken 4 years to develop this special coating. And she tells you that the manufacturing process involved was quite intricate and the handle is actually riveted to the pan itself. So here you go, will you buy it? Okay. Now the second person that then comes along, this guy, he comes to me and he says, this frying pan that I've got here has actually got an innovative coating that is lightweight so that you can easily flip pancakes. Okay. It's non-stick, meaning you don't need to use as much oil, and it's better for your health. It's also easy to clean, so that means less time spent in the kitchen at the kitchen sink. So again, which one that you're going to buy from. And ultimately, for me, and I think for most people, they would go for the one that shows the value, shows how it's going to improve my life. I'm not bothered whether a handle is riveted to the pan or not. I'm going to be assuming that whatever frying pan I buy, the handle will stay on. Okay, so I don't need to know that information. But for me, I need to know that it is non-stick, it's easy to clean, brilliant. So again, when you're creating these ads, think about not what you want to say, but actually what your audience wants to hear. Okay. So that is just a really, really important tip when you're looking at Facebook ads. Okay. So finally then, the last ones I just want to, the biggest mistake that people go into Facebook ads is they expect a quick win. Okay. They go in, they go, right, I'm going to set up these ads. Brilliant. Everyone tells me how fantastic it is. They run a few ads for a week and they don't get any sales. Facebook ads is not a quick win. Okay. You've got to embed it into your whole marketing strategy. If you're running Facebook ads, then have a think about that sales funnel. Who is it you're talking to at that point in time? If it's people who you've never heard of, then add some value, add some tips and advice. Once they've heard from you, once they begin to trust you, you could then maybe give them something through a lead generation type product. I've run a lead advertising campaign focusing on 5 mistakes people make on Facebook. And again, it was just a downloadable small ebook and people downloaded it. I got their emails and then I followed it up with an email campaign, to talk about the Facebook course that I run. So again, think about where they are on the sales term. Facebook ads is not a standalone advertising. You've got to do it around the whole marketing campaign. If they're visiting your website, if they're on their email list, then you need to talk about it there as well to help complement and draw your marketing campaign together. Okay, so really think about the wider picture when you're looking at advertising on Facebook. It's not a quick win. If you're expecting a quick win, then you're probably not going to be able to do it quite effectively. It's testing, testing, and testing. Okay. So don't assume, my final point is, don't assume it's going to work first time. Okay. You've got to put a budget aside to say, right, okay, well, I'm going to run this, get my head around Facebook ads and see what resonates with my audience and what works. Okay. You cannot just assume that it's going to work first time. Generally speaking, I tend to look at maybe a 3-month campaign to get things working properly. And you can do it, but keep it simple. People overcomplicate it half the time. They really do overcomplicate it. So really try and keep it simple. Try and think about your audience and also make sure it's set up in the right way as well. Okay. So those are the biggest mistakes that I see clients making when it comes to Facebook ads. You can waste so much time. I am running actually a free webinar to go through in a little bit more detail about what we've spoken about today. And again, this is a free webinar. I'll put the link in the chat. Do come along. It's later in the month. We're just going to run it. I'm just going to run it for an hour and I'm just going to go through what you need to do in order to get your ads set up in the right way and to start making an impact. So please do come along to that webinar. I'll be showing loads more tips and advice and expanding on little bits of what I've talked today as well. Again, if you've enjoyed this, please do give us a thumbs up. And if you want more tips and advice on social media, please do join me every Monday at 12:30. Bring your butties, have your lunch, and I will educate you all on new updates on social media, what's happening and how we can make more of an impact on your social media without wasting loads of time and energy. So I will see you next week again at 12:30. And thanks for watching. And please do subscribe to my YouTube channel for lots of hints and tips on social media. See you all later. Bye.